Masters of Fine Arts, investigating the patterns of our world that unite man and nature. I see these patterns everywhere in my own everyday life and see them as evidence of our interconnectedness with each other and the world around us. These patterns are most often linear and organic in nature and branch into smaller and smaller iterations of the same design. A really common example of this pattern is a tree system, where you can see the same patterns reflected not only in the branches, but also in the root systems, as well as through the wood grain, the bark, the leaf veins, and even at a molecular level. Throughout the system, at every scale, micro through macro, we see this same iterative pattern. And the same can be said for our own bodies, and also the bodies of every other living being that calls this planet their home. And it goes beyond that, even in our bodies, as well as our movements, our behaviors, and even our environments, both man-made and natural. I see these patterns reflected in our collective movements as we ebb and flow throughout our street systems, as well as our everyday experience of shopping in the grocery store. This collective movement of ebbing and flowing throughout the aisles and being spatially aware of each other proves that we are connected in very fundamental ways. I also see these patterns in ants marching along, in snails' trails, as well as in the murmuration or flight patterns of starlings, which are actually included in this drawing here. And I also see these patterns filtering through the hands of man into the way that we plan our cities, our road systems, as I mentioned, and even through the hands of artists like my own. My thesis work focuses on these patterns and creating artwork inspired by them. An example of this is behind me. This overall drawing that I've created is a composition of this connection that I see in my own everyday life. These elements that I've extracted from my day-to-day routines include downtown Rock Hill in the upper right corner, some patterns from the worn wood grain on my coffee table where I work on this drawing, as well as some of the trees that I pass by on my way to the studio every day, which I've chosen to flip upside down, not only to refer to the root systems, but also to further confuse and combine and juxtapose all of these images. This drawing is then translated through embroidery onto a larger naturally dyed piece of fabric, which then serves as a sort of collaboration between myself and nature. And this piece, as well as others like it, will be up on display in the Elizabeth Dunlap Patrick Gallery April 30th. So, you're invited.